Standing up here is pretty nerve-wracking, as you can imagine. I've been excited about this for a month now. But a few minutes before here, while Dr. Chakala was speaking, my heart just keeps bumping and bumping, faster. So bear with me. But standing up here, as nervous as I am, it's a day to realize that we need to acknowledge what we've done for the past 4 years, what I've done, what my colleagues have done. So I guess I can just stand here and speak from the heart. And when you speak from the heart, nothing should go wrong. And standing here, you realize, oh, actually I am nervous, I lost my spot right here. But I'm just glad you're all here for this day. It was a lot of work for the past 4 years. After all that hard work, I'm actually happy we made it alive. And I'm glad all of you are here, as many as you are. I'm actually glad you made it here alive today. Some of you made it here maybe Saturday, so you slept Sunday, and you're here Monday. So as you can see, we've been going through a lot of construction. But we've been going through this construction for a year now. And we've had the pleasure of studying for our school, but we went through all the rain, snow, and sleet. But we had the pleasure of jumping over 10-foot manholes, walking single file across those wooden planks across Trzebiszewskiego. But I got to stand up every morning in my window, sip on that coffee, and stare at 20 burly but beautiful Polish butt cracks as they chip away on the tram line every day. But they're here for a reason. It's 2012. Finally, the Euro Cup comes to Poznań. It's a day that we want to graduate, but a day to celebrate something that came to Poznań. So with graduation, we get a memory as well afterwards. And, but there's also an unfortunate reason with the Euro Cup being here this year. I knew about graduation, of course, a year ago, so I've been trying to plan tickets accordingly. But because of the Euro Cup, ticket prices for the plane rides have been through the roof. And so unfortunately, there's that. But I guess the Euro Cup really can't be blamed for that. Inflation occurs every year, and ticket prices could be up next year anyway. Hopefully, ticket prices won't skyrocket as fast as school tuition does every year. But coming to Poznań was far more different than what I had ever expected it to be. Having grown up in a Polish-American homing community in Jersey, I had already my own preconceived expectations of what it was going to be like, at least from a cultural perspective. However, the idiosyncrasies proved me to be very, very wrong. We've had laughs going to clinical every day and dealing with the coat check women that stand there at Anatomicum, Stomatologium. And really, for those of you who don't know, these are the women that really do run Poznań. And they answer your question when you wonder what your grandma does during the day. And you're sitting there, and most of you don't even know if you have a tag at the back of your collar. And you definitely have this, or should have this, during the winter. Because to these women, it's life or death. And if you don't have that tag there, you better be sure that you'll be wearing your white lab coat over your winter jacket for the next 2 years in clinical, because they won't take it. But along with medical school, these past 4 years in Poland, I got lucky and I came here to a country that I already speak the language. I speak Polish. My classmates, most of them had to actually learn a language along with medical school. Unfortunately, some of them were pretty hopeless during these 4 years. Sure, they can say dzień dobry, they can say dobranoc, they can say dziękuję, but my 5-year-old cousin can do that. It's no big deal. Some of them had trouble between words like drożdżówka and żarówka. And for those of you who don't know, imagine walking to a bakery and looking for that drożdżówka, and you walk in and you want that cheese Danish. But if you ask for a żarówka, you'll be sure to walk out with a bag of light bulbs. Unless you're a shining exception to that, like my friend Bruno, who would always supersize his meal at McDonald's. Powiększone poproszę, dziękuję. But since then he's been on diet, so no worries. Jokes aside, although there were many cultural obstacles to overcome, we managed to successfully study and spent countless amounts of hours, lecture, lab, and the hospital. After 4 years of hard work, the 4-year MD program can boast residency positions in Rochester, New York, Mayo, Pennsylvania, Austin, Ohio, Jersey Shore, Robert Wood Johnson, England, Taiwan, Germany, and Malta. And of course, this doesn't go without thanking professors like Professor Chechek, who always made sure we were on time. Professor Pachisco, who always made sure we hit those books. Dr. Chi Wen, who always made sure to be there at the last minute when we needed him. And Dr. Ruthie, for always looking so good. But listen, I decided to dedicate my speech to another group of people. The people who were there to listen to our complaints, our frustrations, and our anxiety. Andrzej and Małgosia may sound like the two most common names in the Polish language, but my parents are the two most incredible people in my life. And that goes for all our families here. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. We're here thanks to them and only them. We wouldn't be here. We'd be far from anything like this today. So yes, it's us who are here graduating today. It's us wearing the cap and gown. But why don't we all take a moment and acknowledge the families and the parents that got us here. So put your hands together for the parents of the class of 2012. But in the end, it's us graduating. So put a second round of applause for the class of 2012.